Welcome back to Fish It First, the channel where you can trust the product reviews because we're not sponsored by the manufacturers. Christmas is right around the corner. It's my favorite time of year, not only because we get to celebrate Christ's birth, but also because it's that time of year where we can give gifts to those who we love. Sometimes though, there can be people on our gift giving list who are a little bit difficult to shop for. If any of those people are into fishing, you came to the right place. No need to stress, no need to worry, because today we are going over the ultimate 2020 Christmas fishing gift guide for both walleye fishing and bass fishing. This is the walleye edition. Sit back, strap in. We're gonna get started right now. Okay, so I've broken this gift guide down into three easy sections. The first is a $0 to $10 range. Then you've got your $10 to $100 range, and then the $100 plus range for those top of the line gifts. Let's get started in the $0 to $10 range right now. Here we go. Gift number one, recommendation number one from Northland Fishing Tackle. If you've got somebody who loves to troll or they love to drift, bottom bouncers are a great way to present baits. Northland Tackle makes bottom bouncers that are actually colored, which I think spooks a few less fish. It's a great option here, $3.19 for these bottom bouncers. You can get them in either a parakeet color or a sunrise. I prefer the sunrise. Depth, whatever depth they're fishing is going to determine what ounce weight, but if you don't know, sticking with a 1 ounce, 1.5 ounce, or a 2 ounce weight is going to be a pretty good place to start. Okay, coming in at $4.99, the Neon Moon Eye Jig from VMC. Now, they used to have these in a pink and white color, and I can't find them anymore, but this Pink Fire UV is a great color. Really like that one. Shad is a good option. Fathead is a great option. It's got a little bit of like a shiner look to it. And then of course you've got sort of your standard Fire Tiger look there. Any of those are going to be good options. That VMC Neon Moon Eye Jig head, you can put a shiner on that, you can put a chub on that, or any paddle tail swim bait. Going to be a great option for either ice fishing or open water fishing. Okay, next on the list, coming in at $4.99, the Owner Flashy Swimmer. This is an underspin that you can use for your paddle tail swim baits, give them a little bit more flash, move a little bit more water. This is a great gift idea because if somebody is already throwing underspins, they're gonna like this product. It's from Owner. It's one of the better underspins that is out there. If they don't use underspins, they're also very likely to like this gift because it's going to expand the type of fishing that they do, and they're going to be getting one of the better underspins that are out there on the market. The Owner Flashy Swimmer, great option for taking those paddle tail swim baits and giving them a little more flash, a little more vibration. Okay, next on the list at $4.79, the VMC Bucktail Jig. Now, years ago, hair jigs, bucktail jigs used to be very popular for walleye fishing. They sort of faded away, and now they're making a huge resurgence. VMC makes a great product. If you're gonna get this, get it in black or Fire Tiger. You're not gonna go wrong with any weight. I personally like to throw heavier jigs most of the time, but you're not gonna go wrong with any of the weights available there. Black or Fire Tiger. Next on the list, coming in at $7.49, the Outcast Tackle Slick Series 2 casting rod covers. What I like about the Outcast rod covers is that instead of just having one solid cover, they've got that weaved orange there in with the black. You can also get it in a blue. As you see here, you got the blue woven in there with the black. Just going to look a little bit different than your standard one color rod cover. Rod covers maybe have gotten a little bit overhyped with the amount of protection that they provide, but when you're moving rods in and out of storage tubes, that's when the guides are most vulnerable. These rod sleeves or rod covers help to guide the rod going through those tubes without as much contact on the guides, so I think that they can be helpful in those situations. Very great gift idea here with these Outcast rod covers. Next on the list, from Bass Pro Shops or Cabela's, the XPS Tungsten Finesse Drop Shot Weight. Really, you can get any tungsten drop shot weight that you want. It doesn't necessarily have to be this brand, but these come in at a pretty good price for how many you can get. When it comes to drop shot fishing, depending on the conditions and the depth, you're going to need different weights, so don't stress over what weight to buy. anything that you give is going to be helpful in a certain situation. So take a look at picking these up. Great little stocking stuffer there. Next up on the list is the VMC sinker stops, coming in at $2.09. Sinker stops are great in multiple scenarios. You can use them when you're using slip bobbers to keep that lure at a certain depth within the water column. You could also use them to peg bullet weights in place. Great option here, great stocking stuffer. Again, the VMC sinker stops. And options here, medium, large, and small. Get the medium size for most applications. Still in that $0 to $10 range. Now we're looking at some hooks. We're going to look at two hooks. The first one here is going to be the gamakatsu walleye wide gap hooks. These are great in size 2 or size 1. Big fan of these. I've used these mostly for drop shot fishing for walleye. Great option. Another great hook will be the next one on our list, and that's coming in at $2.99. I don't like to mess around with red. We'll make this black. That's the Owner Mosquito hook. This is probably my all-around favorite walleye drop shot hook. And I like to use a size 2 or a size 1. Looks like right now, if you're on Cabela's and stocks a size 2, you can look at other websites, but the Owner Mosquito hooks are great. I like them in black. I don't really like them in red, but you can do whatever you want. Red is Christmas time. Maybe red's a good theme. But these are great hooks. They're really great hooks. They're good drop shot hooks. Take a look at these Owner Mosquito hooks. Next on our list, okay, Berkeley Powerbait Max. Now we got to talk about these a little bit. So if you have been watching any bass fishing tournaments this fall and late summer, you know that the Berkeley Powerbait series has been absolutely smashing the competition. Translating that from bass over to walleye, a good option for you, especially if you're doing drop shot presentations for walleye, can be the flat nose minnow from Powerbait, the Max Scent flat nose minnow. Right now on Cabela's, only a couple of color options here. If you're going to be ordering from them, I would go with this blue pearl black hologram, but I do know that they have a color option available probably on other sites if you can find it in stock that's got this color scheme but a little bit of black on the back there. It looks a little bit more like a shiner or a chub. If that's in stock, I would probably go with that option. In fact, I have a couple of bags of those. I just don't remember the color off the top of my head, but it's $6.99. These are pretty heavily sought after, and it's oftentimes hard to find these and the flat worm in stock. So great option right here. Whoever you get these for is going to be happy when they open these up. We are moving to the Rapala Jigging Wrap. This last summer, I actually moved from live bait to the jigging wrap as my primary means for targeting walleye on open water, but you can also use them ice fishing. They're not a perfect lure. There's another video on our channel here that explains one of the big issues with this lure, but they are still fantastic. They're great. I've got a ton of them sitting on a table right over here across from me. If you're going to be getting the Rapala Jigging Wrap, my recommendation is to go with some kind of perch pattern in stained water. I really like this color, which they simply call perch. In more clear water, I believe that they have a golden perch color here, yellow perch. That's another good option. So any of those perch patterns, I personally have more success and really like throwing heavier jigging wraps. So if you look down here, you can see the model number W7 or W9. The 7 or the 9 series are the size that I like. They're larger, and don't worry, those small walleye, you know, those little 12 inchers, 13, 14 inch walleye are still going to be biting those larger size lures. So you don't have to worry about having too big of a presentation, in my opinion. $6.99 a piece. Buy a few of them, because go watch the video on the channel. You'll see why. You'll probably end up going through a few of these, but they are very successful. Really great lure. Oh, perfect follow-up to the Jigging Wrap. At $8.69, we've got the Rapala Rip Wrap. Now, if you've got somebody who you're shopping for who likes to ice fish for walleye or perch, they really should have one of these, at least one, in their tackle box. And for me, this is the color scheme that I like, leprechaun, but something very, very flashy. Don't size or weight, whatever you want to get them is going to be fine. And here's why I say don't fuss over the size, the weight. Bottom line is you want to have one of these on one of your lines when you're ice fishing, working it pretty quickly. for the sole purpose that you're trying to draw fish in. They're very loud, they're very erratic, and they're very flashy in terms of their colors. They're going to attract fish to come in and investigate. The rest of your lines you can have set up in dead sticks or more natural presentations. Those lines are probably going to be catching more fish, but they're going to be catching more fish because this lure is what you're going to use to attract those fish over to investigate. So our Rapala Rip Wrap is a great thing to have in your tackle box, and it's a great gift to give this Christmas. Okay, moving on. At $3.49, the Fuji Easy Keeper. Now, not all rods come with hook keepers or lure keepers, and some that do have them in inconvenient locations, so you don't have to worry about that anymore. If you have these, the Fuji Easy Keeper, you can place it anywhere on the rod, and you now have the ability to store that lure that's tied onto your line safely, securely, and in the location where you want it to be. Fuji Easy Keeper, another great stocking stuffer. Check those out this year. Oh yeah, the Berkeley Flicker Minnow. Let's see if I can get it to pull up here in the color that I like. $4.99. Berkeley Flicker Minnows are great ways to catch walleye. Again, when you're trolling, they've got depth charts online specific to these, specific to the size flicker minnow that you're using, specific to the line that you're using, and obviously the speed that you're moving. And you can get these dialed into exact depths to get them right to where the fish are. This is my favorite color scheme right here, the Slick Fire Tiger. You get them in different sizes, different weights, but the flicker minnow is going to be a great, well-received gift to somebody who you love who's a walleye fisherman. So take a look at those. Moving on, the last gift idea in our $0 to $10 range is the Bass Pro Shops XPS Quick Rigger Tool. Simply put, it's an O-ring tool. So if you're throwing soft plastics, specifically worms, you're probably going to be losing a worm every 1 fish or 2 fish that you catch. If you use O-rings around the worm before you put your hook in there, you're likely going to be getting 3-4 fish before you end up losing that worm, maybe even more. So these are great tools. I think everybody who's big into fishing, bass fishing for sure, walleye fishing also as well, depending on certain situations and how you're fishing for them. O-ring tools are great. O-ring tool, great gift idea. Another good stocking stuffer. Check it out, $6.49. Okay, so now we finished our $10 and under range, and we're moving into that $10 to $100 range. Here we go. First one on the list, we've got the Bass Pro Shops Spinning Floor Rod Rack. If you in your house have gone into one of the corners in the garage, or maybe in the house or the basement, and there's a bunch of rods just piled up into that corner, this is a way to get them organized and stored in a way that actually looks good. It can add a little decoration to the room. And because it's spinning, allows you to turn it and access the rod that you need at any given time without having to pull the whole thing away from the corner. $44.97 right now at Cabela's. Really cool gift idea. Check that one out. Okay, next from TH Marine at $39.95, the Motor Stick Outboard Motor Support Stick Pair. These are great. Simply put, these are transom savers. So you slide these over the trim rams, you trim your motor back down until it's barely touching them, and they're made out of rubber, and they provide some shock absorption so you're not getting so much rocking stress on the transom when you're trailering your outboard motor boat. So these are great. You actually only need one, but it comes with a pair for only, well, just under $40 there. Awesome gift idea. If your loved one doesn't already have these for their boat and they've got an outboard motor, absolutely get them. It's a great way to protect the boat and protect that transom. Go ahead and take a look at the Motor Stick Outboard Motor Support Stick Pair from TH Marine. And if you're going to get the transom savers, why not also complete the package of protection by getting the 4-inch Steer Stop Outboard Hydraulic Steering Locks. These are $14.99, and simply put, what they do is when in place, they are going to keep your outboard motor straight, so it's not swinging from side to side when you're trailering. Along with the transom savers, great way to protect your boat, your outboard motor boat. Go ahead and pick these up, $14.99. Add them to the transom saver and show that person that you care about helping them protect their investment. Here we go. Plano A Series 2.0 tackle backpack. Check out on the channel. I've done a full review on this tackle backpack. It is awesome. Absolutely awesome. For years, I was always using tackle boxes. They're really bulky. They're not so great if you're going to be hiking or going into remote areas to fish. But this one right here, for under $100, it is, in my opinion, the gold standard. Phenomenal backpack. Watch the video on the channel. I do a full review of this pack. I've had it for over a year now. I love it. $79.99. Take a look at that one. Great gift idea. Okay, next on the list, the Abu Garcia Rivo X bait cast reel at $99.99. In my opinion, this is the best sub $100 bait casting reel. If you're going to be getting this as a gift for somebody, make sure that they've got another reel that looks like this if you don't know a lot about fishing. Some more casual fishermen might only stick to spinning type reels and not know how to use a casting reel. But if you see other reels that look like this on their rods in the house, then they're going to be comfortable with this. They've thrown casting reels before. Go ahead and pick this up for them. They're going to be happy that you did because it gives them an excuse to go out and pick up a rod to put it on. So Rivo X is a great sub $100 option, the best one in my opinion. Great, great, great gift idea. Speaking of the best sub $100 reels, this is the best spinning reel under $100 that I have come across so far. The Fluger Supreme, $99.99. In terms of size on this one, let's see, they've got ratios here, but you're going to have different size options. Here we go. When we scroll down, a size 25 spool, a size 30, a size 35, and a size 40. For me, my preference, the one that I love the most, is a 30. But if you are getting it for ice fishing applications that you're going to be putting onto a smaller rod, for example, you may want to consider going with the 25X instead of the 30X. But if it's open water fishing, go with the 30X. You're going to be happy that you did. One of the cool features of this rod is it has these little rubber or foam bumpers on here, which allows you to put braid straight onto the reel. You don't have to put any backing material on there at all, and it's not going to slip. If you like to put backing material on there, I guess that won't matter as much to you, but it's a cool feature nonetheless, and a very smooth, very, very smooth, buttery smooth reel. Love it. It's my go-to sub $100 reel, the Fluger Supreme, $99.99. All right, moving on to the last one on our list, between $10 and $100. It's the P-Line Fishing Line Spooler Assistant. It comes in at $12.99. It's got a little suction cup on the bottom. You stick that onto a hard surface. You put your line up into the spooler, and it allows you to be able to more easily put line onto your rods. It's got great reviews. Check that out. All right, so now we're moving into that $100 and up range, those big gifts for somebody who's very, very close to us, who loves fishing. We're going to start it off at Cabela's website here with the Bass Pro Shops Deluxe fish table. If you've got somebody that fishes for walleye and they're doing their own filleting, it's sort of nice if you've got a spot, maybe you've got a spot in the corner of your garage, or you've got a shop, or you've got a spot out in the yard where you can do your own filleting. You don't have to be waiting in line at the cleaning station. This is a pretty slick deal. It's got a sink here, hooks up to your garden hose. It's got a little tube coming down that can with a little hook underneath for you to hook a 5-gallon bucket on the bottom of there to catch all of your water. It's got 2 bowls that you can be placing fillets in, your cleaned fillets as you go. A little holder there for your knife. You've got your fillet board that can be placed in here. And then on this end, you've got little holders here for a 13-gallon waste bag so that you can throw all of your skin and other stuff that you want to disregard in there. Pretty slick, very, very cool way to, again, not have to be waiting in line at the cleaning station. Just go home and do them yourself. $94.97. Very cool gift idea. Okay, next on the list, if your loved one likes ice fishing, this is a great option for them. Fishing with a flasher unit or a Vexilar can make ice fishing a whole lot more fun. You end up catching typically a lot more fish too when you're using these. The Vexilar FLX12 Pro Pack 2 with 12-degree ice deucer is the best deal that I can find on Cabela's right now. It's originally $599.99, cut all the way down to $379.99. It has great reviews. Vexilar have some of the brightest displays so that you can actually see them even if you're not in an ice house in the middle of the daytime. The FLX12 Pro Pack 2 from Cabela's, great option there at $379.99. Okay, next on the list, the Yolotek Powerstick 53 Gen 2 action camera boat mount. Whew, that's a mouthful. $119.99. Bottom line, here's what this is. It is a stick mount for your GoPro camera that attaches to your navigation light receiver on your boat. It's got different settings on the bottom depending on what type of boat you have and what receiver threads you've got on there. It's got different mounting options so that it can attach to your boat. It's great, very universal. Powered by your boat through that navigation receiver up through the stick to a USB slot. You plug in there and then you attach that up to your GoPro and you've got your GoPro powered without having to worry about any batteries whatsoever. Why is this awesome? Why do I have one sitting in the corner right over here? Because you're not going to miss any of those once-in-a-lifetime catches, or just those great days when you're out on lake and you're catching tons of fish and you want to be able to relive those memories. This last summer, caught a very, very fat 38-inch pike out on Lake of the Woods, and it was nice to be able to go back through that and relive that experience watching the catch, which lasted about 10.5 minutes because we had some really light line on. We were fishing for walleye at the time. Really cool to go back through and watch that whole thing again. The Yolotek Powerstick is a great option as a gift idea for somebody out there who wants to be capturing their fish catches who already has a GoPro. Okay, next on the list, the NIELS USA Velocity hand ice auger. I'm going to go with the 8-inch version here, $279.99. If you're looking at this, you might be rolling your eyes and thinking, there's no way this is going to perform like an electric auger or like a gas auger. You're on YouTube, go ahead and type in NIELS USA Velocity hand ice auger at the end of this video and take a look at how effective these hand augers from NIELS are. They're incredible, great gift idea to where you can help somebody be getting through the ice so that they can start fishing without having to spend the kind of money, $500, $600, $700 that you would on gas or electric augers. Next on the list, I own this, the Rapala lithium-ion cordless fillet knife combo in black and gray, $164.99. My wife got this for me for Father's Day. I have absolutely loved it. It comes with 2 blades, the unit itself, 2 different batteries which are rechargeable, so as long as you got one charged, you're always good to go. You don't have to worry about battery life there. It's fantastic. The blades work great. I love this thing. It's got incredible reviews. This can be an awesome gift for somebody out there who's a walleye fisherman, perch fisherman, crappie fisherman, and they are doing their own filleting. Combine this one with that table we talked about earlier, and now you are really setting somebody up for having their own fish processing center right there at home. Great option at $164.99. And then moving on to the last gift idea for the person in your life who loves ice fishing. It's really overwhelming, I think, when you go into Cabela's, you go to a Bass Pro, you go to Fleet Farm, and you're looking at all of these different ice shelters. Well, I can tell you one that I own after a lot of research, and one that I'm happy that I bought because it is fantastic, is the ESKIMO Fatfish pop-up portable ice fishing shelter, specifically the 949i. So if you go on Amazon here, you can see different options, but it's the 949i 3 to 4 person insulated option that I have. I absolutely love it. Keeps you warm, easy to assemble and disassemble. Folds up very easily. The bag that it comes in actually is big enough that you can put it in there without having to stuff it extremely difficulty. Thank you, ESKIMO, for doing that. And some of you, I think, that have had portable fish tents in the past, it can be very hard to get them inside of those bags. Not the case with this one. 2 people can fish in this extremely comfortably. 3 people can fish in it comfortably. 4, as advertised here, this 3 to 4, 4 gets pretty tight. It gets pretty tight in there. But 2 and 3 definitely comfortably fishing there. And that's coming in at $311.34, and it's Prime. You can get free shipping right now. Okay, so that's it, guys. Be sure to check out the other video where we do the bass fishing gift guide. Until next time, tight lines. Merry Christmas.